Okay, so welcome back. Now today we're going to start talking about stretches and compressions. Vertical stretch versus a vertical compression. Okay, now with these types of transformations, the domain, the range, and the vertical asymptote are unchanged. Okay, so all this is doing, it's either stretching in the vertical direction or it's compressing in the vertical direction. So it has to deal with the A value, what you're multiplying, the factor here, A. Now, if A is larger than 1, just like before, if A is larger than 1, it's a vertical stretch. If A is between 0 and 1, then it's a vertical compression. Obviously, if A is 1, then it's just the same function. Okay, so now, let's take these two examples here, f of x and g of x. And here is just log base 2 of x. So here's what it looks like. Now what happens if I multiply this, basically I'm multiplying f of x by 2, right? So I'm multiplying, okay. So I'm just multiplying this value, all the y values, again it's outside the function, so I'm multiplying all the y values by this factor. So in this case here, I'm multiplying by 2. So what's going to happen is all of the y values are going to be multiplied by 2, all the y coordinates. So again, what are the 3 points that this goes through? Well, it's going to be 1/2 comma negative 1, 1 comma 0, and 2 comma 1. Okay, now if I want to graph this one with the 2 here, that means these points are going to go to what? Well, this is going to go to 1/2 comma negative 2, because I'm multiplying the y coordinates by 2. So I'm doubling everything. So this will be 1 comma 0, because 0 times 2 is 0. And then this will go to 2 comma 2. And so now if I plot those points, what do I get? I get 1/2 negative 2. So this is going to go from 1/2 to negative 2. So it's going to go right about there. And then, of course, this is just going to be 1 comma 0. And then 2 comma 2 is right here. And so what happens is now my graph looks like this. Okay, so here's f of x. So see how it's stretched, right? Now, what if I take it and go by 1/2 now? So now I'm less than 1, but bigger than 0. So what's going to happen in this case? Well, now I'm going to plot what happens here is now these points are going to go to what? They're going to go to 1/2 comma negative 1/2, because now I'm going to multiply all of the y values by 1/2. And this is again not going to change. And then this point is going to go from 2 comma 1/2. And so now what happens? I'm going to plot these 3 points. So now it's going to be 1/2 comma negative 1/2. So 1/2 negative 1/2. So it's going to be about here. And then 1 comma 0, of course. And then 2 comma 1/2. So 2 comma 1/2. So right about here. And so now what happens? Now this is going to look like this. It's going to be closer to the y-axis. Oh, if I had another marker. And I don't. Let's do, I'm going to do orange again. Okay, so I'll do this one here. Oh, you know what? I'll do this one. I've got this marker here. Yeah. Okay, so I'll do blue. So now it's going to be closer to the y-axis. Like so. So see how, if it's a half, now it's being compressed. So this gets closer to the x-axis and this gets squeezed more towards the y-axis. So it looks more, so it becomes more of a sharper turn, right? So it becomes more of squish. So it becomes, this turn here becomes sharper, whereas if it's this one where I'm multiplying by something that's bigger than 1, it becomes a more stretched out curve, so the curve becomes less sharp, more flat. Okay? And so that's what's going on. And those are stretches and compressions. Have a great day.